Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybook Family Farm. So I wanted to give you guys a bit of an update. First things first, I went to the orthopedic doctor for my knee injury. She did order an MRI, so nothing's going to be found out until like the insurance approves the MRI, then the MRI gets done, and then there's a follow-up appointment after that. So it's probably going to be several weeks still before I know anything as to what's going on. So it is what it is. I'm just sort of keeping going, trucking along, doing things as carefully and as safely as I possibly can to avoid further injury, further damage, things of that nature, while also staying incredibly active and trying not to lose too much muscle mass. So, not anything, didn't really learn anything. But so on Friday, we actually got a really important phone call. The lady from the health department actually called us regarding our new septic system. So we've been waiting for almost 2 years now for a new septic system to get put in. It's all going through grant systems and stuff like that. So it's like not anything in our control in terms of timeline and stuff. But so we're finally getting down to where it's going to be happening soon. And she actually called me kind of in a state of panic about where the location of the septic is going, which we have not been fans of that from the get-go. As you guys know, I had to move the entire garden. It's pretty much the only open, flat, sunny space on our property. Is where they proposed to put it. And she actually called to talk to me about if I would be willing to actually put it up in the woods. A different type of system that would be way easier, way cheaper to install, way faster, and it made a heck of a lot more sense. And I'm like, why wasn't this the plan in the beginning? Like, this is way easier. Like, our woods are a very steep, north-facing slope that we can't grow much of anything on except for, the maple trees that are already there that I'm tapping for syrup. So this is going to end up being like a huge game changer for our homestead if this is how it ends up getting approved, because then I'm not losing anything of any value in terms of the homestead. Like the entire, like half of an acre grassy land area that was going to be taken up with like septic stuff and, all the things that go along with that. That whole area is going to be open now that it's going to be kind of wonky. It's going to look janky as all get out, but like I can actually run goat pasture to then get basically just go beside the barn here and just sort of make like a weird chute thing to get to the front yard. So then that way the goats actually have adequate pasture instead of being kind of just in the woods back here where it's very shady, very dark. The grass doesn't grow, nothing grows. So I have to pretty much bring in every bit of hay that the goats are going to eat. So this is potentially going to save us an astronomical amount of money and work every single year if we are able to actually do this crazy run of fencing, which I'm perfectly fine with. I don't mind wonky fence lines at all. I actually kind of prefer to have, curves and differences and things of that nature, just so that way it gives different visual interest. It also creates nice little nooks that I can create like fence feeders for the hay to go in. And it also creates nice little cozy areas that the goats can go hang out and congregate at. So then that way, if somebody's getting bullied or whatever, they can walk away. Plus, when we have little babies like these guys here, it makes it a lot nicer. They have little cozy nooks and crannies that they can go hide in, sleep in, that sort of a thing. But yeah, so I'm really hoping, really have my fingers crossed that they're actually going to be able to put the septic up in the woods, because where it's proposed to go at in the woods is the steepest spot of access. So I'm like, man, this would solve pretty much all of our problems, because they're going to have to like create a wider walkway to get up there. So then that way, eventually when we have a four-wheeler, then we can get up there to get firewood easier and do different things. Like, it's just like, I really wish this would have happened a year and a half ago when they first told us like that I was going to have to move everything and change everything on our homestead. So I'm, really glad that somehow this happened this way, that now I'm most likely not going to lose pretty much the most important parts of this homestead. So unfortunately, I already moved the garden, already moved pretty much everything that was in that space. So it is what it is. I do think that our front yard garden, where I moved it to, is actually going to be much better than where the garden was at previously, just because of the fact that like where the garden was at previously, it's pretty much just wet all the time. That's why it's not suitable for the septic to go there, which is what we originally thought. So it is what it is. We're not professionals, we're not experts, so our opinion doesn't mean that much in terms of, talking with scientists and things of that nature. So it is what it is. So anyways, I'm pretty jazzed about that. It just kind of changes the entire design of the homestead now, the entire layout, what is possible, what we're capable of doing here, what we're basically able to accomplish. It's like my hands were super tied behind my back, and now it's like, I can move them now. So it's kind of cool, kind of neat. So anyways, that's it for today. I actually have a few more things to do before I can get the animals all locked up. I just thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update and share that exciting news, because I'm like itching to just get started, honestly. And I'm like, I gotta wait till next week to find out for sure, like, is this where it's going to go? Because they have to like dig new test pits, and they have to pretty much start the whole process all over again. So who knows how long this is going to take, but once we get the green light that it's not going over there, I'm pretty much just going to start fencing it off. So in that way, all that lush greenery, then the goats have access to it, because they'll be much happier, they'll be much healthier. It's going to save us a ton of money, a ton of work with having to haul in hay and all that stuff. So I'm just pretty jazzed. So anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.